So The Black Phone 2 just dropped. This is the sequel to the 2022 horror movie. That movie followed Mason Thames as Finney. He's a kid who gets kidnapped by Ethan Hawke's terrifying serial killer called The Grabber. The twist, dead kids can call him on a disconnected phone in the killer's basement to help him escape. It was grounded, creepy, and it had a bit of supernatural stuff, and Ethan Hawke in that mask was honestly pretty iconic. I thought that movie was solid. It wasn't great, but it was a solid horror movie. So how do you make a sequel when your villain literally died at the end of the first movie? You pull a Freddy Krueger, make him a dream demon. The Black Phone 2 shifts focus to Finney's psychic sister Gwen, who's played by Madeline McGraw, who starts having these horrific visions of dead kids trapped under ice. We're talking faces sliced in half by window glass, bodies frozen in lakes. This movie does not hold back. And now Gwen, Finney, and her new boyfriend, Ernesto, have to head up to this isolated Christian summer camp called Alpine Lake in the middle of a blizzard to investigate where their mom, who died, used to work in the 50s. And also, this is supposedly this area where in Gwen's dreams, she's been having nightmares about all these kids dying at this camp. Okay, I want to talk about the good stuff first, because there's a lot of good stuff. For a Blumhouse movie, this is really well directed. Scott Derrickson is a very good director, especially when it comes to his visuals. This is a lot better looking than most recent Blumhouse fare. The dream sequences are incredible. Derrickson shot all of Gwen's nightmares on a grainy Super 8 film to make them look like cursed 1980s home movies. And it's such a vibe. It reminded me of Sinister, his other movie. These scenes are legitimately unsettling, probably some of the most disturbing imagery I've seen in a mainstream horror film this year. It's really like something you wouldn't get in Blumhouse. You literally see kids murdered. This movie earns its scares instead of relying on cheap jump scares. And the visuals are gorgeous. Compared to, Five Nights at Freddy's or Megan, this is a beautifully shot movie. The isolated, snowed-in camp setting works perfectly. And there's the sequence where Finn is in a phone booth and the camera spins around, revealing lost souls in the snowy tundra behind him. That's just well made. Like, there's no cheap visual trickery. It's just classic filmmaking. And I just really like the simplicity of this movie. Ethan Hawke, even though he's barely in it, every second he's on screen as the Grabber is pure menace. The dude can ice skate while being terrifying. And there's a kitchen sequence and a phone booth scene near the end that go really hard. Blood spattering everywhere, Gwen spinning between the real world and dream world. It's got that Nightmare on Elm Street energy that we honestly haven't seen in years. They haven't remade that movie either. But here's the thing, whenever the characters are awake, this movie kind of falls apart. The dialogue is rough. Like, every line feels over-explained and clunky. There's a scene where they're forcing every 80s catchphrase into one conversation, like, totally radical, and Simon Le Bon is so choice. The non-dream pacing drags. The movie takes way too long to get going. And there are these extended exposition dumps where characters just explain the plot to each other instead of, showing us. There's also zero main character deaths. This is a horror sequel with no body count for our main cast. The Grabber is supposedly this all-powerful dream demon who can throw people around, crack ice, and choke people out, but he doesn't actually kill anyone we care about. It feels like the movie is playing it too safe. Ernesto, the boyfriend, he's a likable guy, but he does absolutely nothing for the story. Mustang, the camp director's niece, is kind of wasted. Like, why is she even here? Then there's these Christian camp employees. They're just there to be background characters. The movie does have a lot of underutilized potential. And also, one of the biggest things I disliked about this movie is the Grabber's motivation is still unclear. Like, we're 2 movies in, and I still don't really understand why this guy does what he does. I mean, yeah, he's a child serial killer. It's not like you need a ton of backstory, but I just want something. They hint at his backstory. He was Wild Bill Hickok at this camp. He ice skated, he had long hair, but they never explore it. Just give us something. I feel like there's a lot of potential here to make this movie more creepy. Look, The Black Phone 2 is a movie of 2 halves. When it's leaning into surreal nightmare logic and dream horror, it's a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. Genuinely scary, beautifully shot, and it takes real risks, especially for a movie like this. This is not a blockbuster, but it's a mainstream horror movie. It has a lot of eyes on it, and it does a lot of things different. I'm glad this isn't like Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I saw the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 right before this, and I thought that movie looks like it will not only be boring, but not scary at all. I wasn't really scared during The Black Phone 2, but Scott Derrickson does know how to convey unsettling imagery, and he knows how to make these themes. I mean, this is a movie about a child murderer, and he doesn't make it cheesy. There is this depth to it, and I appreciate that he takes it seriously, and the editing is really good. But at the end of the day, the story is just, it doesn't explore that too much. And a lot of the other stuff is boring. When it's dealing with the waking world and not the dream, creepy nightmare imagery, this is like a 5 out of 10. It's slow, over-explained, and it's frustratingly safe. This is absolutely a Nightmare on Elm Street homage, and I do like that. It's not like it rips it off completely, and some people will call it a ripoff, but honestly, if we're not getting any new Elm Street movies, I'll take this. Derrickson clearly understands what made those films work, and he injects enough of his own style in it to make it feel fresh. It's worth watching for the dream sequences alone, but don't go in expecting the tight, focused storytelling of the first film. This is messier, it's more ambitious, and sometimes that ambition pays off spectacularly, other times not so much. So let me know what you guys think. Are you team, this is a great Nightmare on Elm Street throwback, or team, why didn't anyone die? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't seen it yet, catch it in theaters, because those dream sequences need to be seen on the big screen. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.